Now from the University of Okoboji, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee.
Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. I'm Jeff Thee, coming to you from the Man Cave, and I am proud to have her with me on our Women of Action series. Dr. Kiana Hiemstra is here with me, who's in with Healthy Smiles Dentistry right here in Spirit Lake, and Doctor, I thought it would be interesting as we talk to women of action in the area. You're not originally from the Lakes area. You're rather new to the Lakes area. And in your field of medicine and dentistry, I thought just it'd be kind of fun to talk to you and how you got here and how you're finding it. And but thanks for being with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Well, let's talk about, you're from a Lakes area.
I am.
It's not this Lakes area, but you're from a little east of us.
Yes, I'm from Clear Lake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I usually say it's like Okoboji but smaller.
Yeah.
Similar vibe, lake town, tourist town.
Tourist town.
Yeah.
A lot of history there with the surf ballroom.
Yes. Yep, I grew up right by the surf.
Yeah.
Great concerts there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great place to grow up.
Yeah, and we found something we did have in common, that you know the wonderful town of Ventura, which is quite close there.
Yes.
And when I went to college, my roommate was from there and often went to the Viking Drive-In, which you worked at.
I did. I worked at the Viking for probably 6 years. Yes. Yeah. So it's surprising. Little tiny Ventura. There's no sign. There's no advertising, and the line is like out the door.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And always, as I recall, good food, great shakes, great shakes, and
yeah, their ice cream is like no other.
So
I'm kind of biased now that I worked there. It's like hard to beat.
Now I'm getting a hankering for making a drive over to Ventura.
Yeah, you should.
Well, let's talk about, first of all, we'll get to your schooling here in a second, but why dentistry? Because I know a lot of people in a lot of different fields, and maybe they went into dentistry, maybe they went into being a pharmacist, and sometimes they struggle with, or should I be a doctor? Should I specialize? What was it about dentistry?
Why look in people's mouths all day? Yeah. So, coming from high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I liked science. I liked biology. But I was pretty undecided. And I did my undergrad at UNI.
Okay.
So I went into UNI just majoring in biology, pretty general, what a lot of pre-health people will major in. But I didn't really know. I thought about going to med school, but you hear those stories about doctors working 80 hours a week, and that part of it, I didn't love the idea of. So my mom actually needed to get a root canal, and so she went to an endodontist, which is someone who specializes, they just do root canals. Okay. And she asked him if I could just come shadow. I was interested, maybe in the field. Can I come check it out, come with her to her appointment? And he said yes. And so I went with her, and he was doing a procedure called an apicoectomy, which is like a surgical root canal. Normally in a root canal you go through like the chewing surface of the tooth. But sometimes those fail for whatever reason and need to be redone, and sometimes they have to go in like from the side through the bone.
That sounds like an incredible lot of fun.
Yeah. So I remember him saying, like, you might think this is kind of gross, it's bloody, and you might get a little freaked out if you feel, nauseous or something. That's totally okay. So I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, like, what am I getting myself into here? And then I watched it and I thought, oh, actually this is really cool.
You were a little spellbound by it?
I was like, wow, this is actually really interesting. It's like doing surgery, basically.
And that's cool that because of your mother needing a root canal.
Yeah, I know, right?
And here you fell into your line of work.
So then I just thought, well, this is, I could do this. And so I started shadowing more dentists, and it just seemed like a really good fit for me. I mean, I like working with your hands, but it's also very mentally intensive. It's problem solving. It's working with people. It's just got a lot of those different aspects that kind of drew me into it.
Fits a lot into your wheelhouse that you enjoy doing.
Yes. Yeah.
So then you up to St. Paul, Minneapolis, and to the University of Minnesota.
Yep. So I did my undergrad at UNI, and then I took a couple years off, which actually was great.
Okay.
That's
what did you do during those couple of years?
I did a lot of stuff. I worked at a grain elevator.
Okay.
Very Iowa thing to do.
Very.
I waitressed. Do you know the OP in Clear Lake?
Oh,
Have you
yeah,
been there?
the other
Yes.
place? Absolutely, I know it.
So I waitressed there.
There's not many bars or restaurants in Clear Lake.
That's true. Yeah. So I worked there. I worked at a cardiology clinic.
Wow,
in Mason.
That's pretty widespread stuff there.
I did quite a few different things. I traveled some. So yeah, it was good. And then that's where I met my husband too.
Okay.
During my year off, so blessing in disguise, you know.
So now, what was he doing at the time? Was he in school? Was he out of school?
So he was teaching at Garner.
Okay.
So one of his students actually introduced us. So
what grade? What grade was he teaching?
He was teaching. He started with junior high, and then when we met, he was teaching high school.
Okay.
So she worked with me at the Viking.
Oh my goodness.
And then she was his student.
There was a little matchmaking going on here. You realize this?
Oh yeah. And then she went to Greg and she would say, "Hey, I know this girl," and he's like, No, like, you're my student. That's weird. And then she'd come to me and she'd say, "Oh, I know this guy for you. He's my history teacher." And I was like, I don't know about that, but she was so persistent. And she wouldn't let it go, so then we met, and then the rest is history. Yeah. And then she was in our wedding. So
it came full circle there, didn't it?
It came full circle, yes.
So after those couple of years, did you kind of look at where you wanted to go to dentistry, going to schooling and so forth?
Yep. So I ended up going to dental school, like I said, in Minneapolis.
Right.
Only 2 hours from Clear Lake, which
Get
was
on 35
great.
there in no time.
Not far from family. Minneapolis was awesome.
Oh, I bet.
It's a great city.
Go to Vikings games?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Vikings game. If you're a sports lover, Minneapolis
Twins,
is a great city.
Everything.
Yeah, Twins games.
Yeah.
And the dental school is like right downtown. Not downtown, but you walk outside the dental school and you're like in the city.
Okay.
So, yeah,
so
it was
nice.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Yeah. So now, and I know nothing about the process. How long is schooling? You had your undergrad, then you went. So 4 years. That's 4 years. Okay.
Yes.
And then you now. And how long ago did you graduate?
I graduated in 2021.
Ah.
So I'm fresh.
How was 2020 for that? I mean, did it throw a curve?
Oh yeah.
Was it virtual? You're talking about hands-on people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think our class was very lucky because we got our whole. Well, I guess I should say. So dental school, how it generally works, at least at Minnesota, is that your first 2 years, you are basically doing book work classes, and then what we call pre-clinic. So you're practicing on a mannequin before you go and drill on a real person, you know. So your first 2 years you're doing that, and then your last 2 years you're seeing patients every day and you're in clinic. So I think my class got lucky because we had our whole first year and a half of clinic pretty much uninterrupted.
Okay.
But we did miss. We missed a couple months of clinic.
The world shut down, basically. And I know Minnesota was even a little more. They extended a little longer than state of Iowa did with some stuff. So.
Yep. So we went to all of our didactic classes virtual.
Okay.
And then we just had some time off from seeing patients, which, you're paying a lot of money to go there, so it's kind of a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, by the time I graduated, I felt like prepared to come out into the world. They didn't change the requirements at all. It's not like they let us off doing less stuff because we missed time.
Exactly.
So I still felt prepared to come out but it changed. We had pretty much covered head to toe.
Oh yeah.
At first, Oh,
I have no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was different.
It was it was
different.
Different than other classes at that point would have had to deal with, and hopefully from here on out, they never have to deal with it again.
I know. Well, we'll be prepared now.
Yeah, now we kind of, we got a little bit of a roadmap now.
Yeah, yeah. At the time, it was like no one knew what was going on.
No.
And yeah, we didn't know when patients were going to be able to come back and if they would want to come back.
Well,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
And, even with, when I think of dentistry and I think of people that were scheduled for, elective surgery, that things were put off because we didn't know. Now, subsequently in your practice, have you seen, that people, haven't been to the dentist in a couple years and a little catch up to do?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think a lot of people, the dentist is not the first place that they want to be, which we get that. And so if we're not really there to remind people and schedule them right away and make sure that they're, coming, it definitely falls off people's radar.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we have quite a few that they're like, I don't think I've been here since before COVID.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, no, but that's okay. You're here now.
You're here now.
But yeah, definitely trying to get people back on the regular recalls and stuff like that. Yeah.
How often do you recommend people come in checkups?
Generally every 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have certain issues, maybe more frequently, but generally at least every 6 months.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
catch things when they're small, so that they're not
like any other kind of preventative medicine.
Yep, exactly.
Whether you're going in for a chest X-ray or anything, let's get it when it's small.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's talk about the process of coming to the Iowa Great Lakes. The Healthy Smiles, Dr. Brandy Lancaster. And so, who found who?
My husband found her, actually. That's where he went. So it kind of just fell into my lap because he, so we did long distance pretty much the whole time I was in dental school. And he's from Sibley. And so he knew he wanted to be back in this area. Yeah. And he took a job in Lake Park, at Harris Lake Park. So he had been here pretty much the whole time that I was in dental school, and I was coming back and forth from Minneapolis, and I'm experiencing the area, and I knew that...
And he's principal?
He is, yes.
Okay.
Yep, he's the high school, middle school principal.
Okay. Very good.
Yep. So he, was living here, and he went to Dr. Brandy on a recommendation from someone at school, and just chatting, and oh yeah, my girlfriend's in dental school. She's like, oh, really? Okay. He's like, well, maybe she'll be looking for somebody. And
there's always somebody setting you guys up.
I know, right? And thank goodness for that.
Both cases. Yes.
Yes. So, it just kind of fell into my lap. She happened to be looking for somebody, and it worked out.
It worked out great.
It's been great, yeah.
And you guys been here you've been here since May?
Yes, since May. Yep, we bought our house in May, house in Spirit Lake. Mm-hmm. So, it's been great so far.
Well, good.
We love the area.
And so you were here, so you've had a summer, and this would have been what I would call a full-fledged summer that we weren't, COVID stuff. The previous summer was weird. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah.
But so you've kind of, and being in from a lakes area, Clear Lake, you're used to tourists and boating on the lake and all that.
I mean, definitely not to this extent here. I mean, Clear Lake is a tourist town. 4th of July is really big in Clear Lake. It definitely is a tourist town, but when I first had the first summer here, I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can go from a county of 17,000 people to 100,000 people on one weekend. That's a big change of population.
Yes. But my husband and I, we always say, like, embrace the chaos. Yeah. That's like our summer motto, because if people didn't want to come here, it would mean that we wouldn't have as much to do, and I mean, it's frustrating at times to try to drive with backed up traffic, of course, but it's because people want to come here.
That's right.
Because it's a great place to be. And, we're lucky. Yeah.
So now, I know you had told me that your husband, besides being a principal, runs marathons?
Yes, and triathlons. Mostly triathlons. He's run one marathon. He's not so sure he wants to do that again, but we're doing a half marathon this summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, in Stillwater.
Oh, okay.
Stillwater, Minnesota, which we love Stillwater.
Another
wonderful. Town on the water.
Now, how about
river?
Your hobbies? I saw something. I was looking at the web page for for your office. You have a cat.
We do have a cat.
And the name caught my attention.
Yes.
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel, yes. He's a orange cat, like Garfield. That's kind of where we got the name sort of from, but we just thought Garfunkel was a little bit more style.
Well, I was thinking of Simon and Garfunkel, and I thought, go ahead.
So we always planned to name the dog. We're getting a dog, and we always had planned to name the dog Simon. So we'd have a Simon and a Garfunkel. Now we're kind of second guessing it. We might name it something else. We don't know yet, but that was kind of always the plan, was to have a Simon and a Garfunkel.
Are you Simon and Garfunkel fans?
Not really.
No, not at all.
I don't know.
Just kind of two unique names that kind of go together.
Yeah.
And other hobbies. What do you like to do when you're not dentistrying?
I'm a big book reader. I read a lot.
What do you have a favorite author or subject?
I read mostly fiction, I would say. Favorite author, probably Kristen Hanna.
Okay.
But I read a lot of different. I do read some nonfiction. Just depends, but I've really been kind of on a fiction kick.
Now, do you have a Kindle or do you like?
I like a physical book.
I like the feel of that book in my hand and to turn a page.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had a Kindle. Yeah, I don't know. I like the book.
Doing this is just not the same.
It's just not the same.
I think there's an accomplishment with you've done down the left hand, you've gone down the, and now I'm going to reward myself by doing this.
I agree. Yes. So I read a lot. I used to run more. I'm trying to get back into it. My husband's inspiring me. So, my training plan starts. Oh gosh, I think in 2 weeks or something. So I've done a couple. Then. Yes. I think that's hard for me is I don't like running outside when it's cold.
Yeah.
So, but we live close to the Y, so that's nice.
So you're right next door. Yeah. Super nice.
Yeah.
And do you have like streaming favorites? Do you have like shows that or are you not a big?
Oh yeah, we probably watch too much Netflix. We watch a lot of Bravo.
Do you?
Like kind of, reality shows. It just gets your brain off.
Sure.
Gets your brain off stuff.
Desperate Housewives are we talking about?
I have watched Desperate Housewives.
Okay, all right.
Real Housewives, I watched one season. Yeah. Probably watch a little too much TV. I probably watch a little less.
It's easy to do this time of the year.
Yeah, it is.
When it's you don't want to go outside and run. There's no fun. It's slippery. You don't want to fall.
I know.
And so what's on Netflix tonight?
Yeah. And then golfing. I'm learning to golf.
Are you learning to golf?
Yeah, so that's been an interesting...
so you're not a long-time golfer?
No,
you're just kinda...
I didn't start golfing until I met my husband. He golfed in college.
Okay.
So he's a big golfer, and it was kind of a prerequisite that if we're together, I have to learn to golf. His family's, they're big golfers too.
Oh, sure.
So it's like something that I, had to learn, and it was...
You take lessons, or you just kind of picking it up with him? Okay,
from him, which he's a good teacher, so I'm lucky for that.
Same thing happened to me. My wife, her whole family, avid golfers.
Yeah.
She has the most natural, wonderful swing straight down the fairway. And then there's Jeff. I had a friend who used to call it military golfing, left, right, left, right.
Yeah. I actually can hit it pretty straight.
Wonderful.
I just can't hit it very far.
Oh.
But he says that'll come with time. Don't worry about it. So
I'm told patience. If I have patience.
Yeah. So it's been good though. It's fun. It's nice to get outside.
Yeah.
I thinking about being members at Brooks this year, which I think will be good.
Beautiful course.
It is. Yeah. 27 holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. I'm excited.
Well, wonderful.
Improve my game.
You got to have those goals.
It just takes practice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. You have to golf a lot to get, to
not
improve.
Get frustrated. There's my fault.
I don't take it too seriously though.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm not feeling it. I'm like, I'll just sit in the cart this hole and that's fine. I don't take it too seriously.
Look for the beer cart going by.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, and you're liking your life here in the Iowa Great Lakes, and you're still, like you say, what is it, 2.5 hours over to Clear Lake? It's not a big drive. Get on 18.
Not too bad at all.
You're there in no time. So
yeah.
Well, wonderful. Well, I just want to thank you for coming in.
Of course. And thank you for having me.
And full HIPAA disclosure, it's my dentist.
Yes. You said it first, so I can say it.
Yeah, now we can talk. But no, it's just a joy to have a young professional new in our area, and glad you're enjoying your life here.
Yes, it's been great.
And
thank you for having me.
Best of luck here in the future.
Thank you.
And here's to good dental health.
Yes. Brush and floss twice a day.
There you go. There's your advice to get you through the weekend. All right. Our guest here has been Dr. Kiana Hiemstra, who's with us today. Healthy Smiles and Family Dentistry right here in Spirit Lake. She's in with Dr. Brandy Lancaster. We thank her for joining us, and as always, we thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast. Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you in part by the Scott Troutman State Farm Agency in Spirit Lake, Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Ruthven Locker at the Lake, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji.